Let's talk a little bit about the anatomy of typeface. The different letter forms within a typeface share a few common characteristics. These characteristics can be important in determining whether two typefaces work well together or whether or not they clash. Well, here are the most basic parts of a typeface. And the image shows the different guidelines that are generally present in a typeface. The baseline is the invisible line that all characters sit on. Rounded letters sometimes sit just a tiny bit under the baseline, and descenders are always dropped below this line. Now, if you don't know what a descender is, that's fine. We'll get to that in just a moment. Now, a given typeface will have a consistent baseline, and it always does. The mean line is the height of most of the lowercase characters within a typeface, and is generally based on the lowercase x. If there are varying heights among the lowercase characters, well, this is also where the term x height comes from. Well, the cap height is the distance between the baseline and the top of the uppercase letters, like the A in this example. Now, this illustration shows three common parts to letter forms. You have the stem, which is the main upright of any letter, and can include primary diagonal lines. It could be considered the anchor of the character, if you will. Now, the bar is any horizontal part, which are sometimes also called arms. And the bowl is the curved part of a character that creates an interior empty space, and the inside of the bowl is called the counter. So P's, A's, and B's, anywhere where a circle may create interior space. Now, the ascender of a lowercase character is any part that rises above the mean line that we just discussed, such as the uprights on the letters D, or H, or B. Now, descenders, on the other hand, are parts of the lowercase character that drop below the baseline, such as P or Q or think G. Now, serifs are the extra flourish at the end of a stroke on a serif typeface, and we've talked a lot about serifs already. Now, some typefaces have very pronounced serifs, while others are barely distinguishable, and you'll notice the F and H here have somewhat modest serifs, but also not that modest. The aperture of a character refers to the opening at the bottom of some characters, such as the uppercase A or perhaps a lowercase m. An ear is a decorative extension on a letter, as highlighted on the G right here above. Now, hairlines are the thinnest part of a serif typeface. The small parts on this B are an example. Now, crossbars are horizontal strokes, and we can see this on the uppercase A above, and think about an H. Terminals are only found in serif characters and are at the end of any line that doesn't have a serif. And loops are found on lowercase g characters and can be fully closed, and sometimes they can be partially closed. Now I want to talk about spurs, link, and spine. Spurs are tiny projections from curved strokes, such as the one on the upper G characters. Links connect the top and the bottom bowls of a double stacked lowercase g. And the spine is the curved stroke found on the letter S above. Now, the last thing I want to talk about are tails, finial, and shoulder. Tails are sometimes decorative, descending strokes as seen on the uppercase R here. And finials are the tapered endings of some strokes. Now, shoulders are any curved stroke that originate from a stem. And I know I went through the anatomy fairly quickly there because this isn't important. You don't have to memorize this stuff. I just want you to understand how much goes into typography. How it's not just about, picking or choosing a font and then, what looks best and then going from there. There is science behind typography. There are books and resources for learning about typography, and it is a huge subject and a massively important subject.